morning, good morning, good morning.
Hello,
Yo,
motherfuckers.
Hey, good morning, motherfuckers.
good morning, gang.
What's the word?
Caphouse.
Yo,
Salute.
What
uh,
it do, boo?
Yeah, I be having some nice ass PTR. No cut to the ladies and the ladies only.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, I look good in green and now red it look like.
Ooh, ooh.
and shout out to everybody for coming through. Don't forget to keep doing what y'all been doing and everything. Drink your water, eat your fruits, have a good day. We all gonna have a good, prosperous day and get to this money on you. Feel me? That's what's about to happen today. So y'all already know what time it is. It's the morning show. We're going to get to it today. We're going to start off with a little bit of news and get y'all thoughts on this. So don't be afraid to open up your mic and speak to us. If you're in the goo, come up anytime and give us your thoughts. Shout out to y'all. And every episode drops on YouTube, just so you know, every episode. So today, some of the things that's going on, a Missouri woman went to the police station and told the officers that she shot and killed her 9-year-old daughter and drowned her 2-year-old son. Crazy situation. It like I don't even know how to break all this down. Like they why she handled him and told us if it was guilt. Like they don't have none of these details. I don't think they fully interrogated her and went through the whole process. They did go to her home. They found one of the children like still in the water. The other child was dead inside the mother's car, which was parked outside the police station. And crazy, unfortunate situation. There was a third child there. They went to the home, and just so happened she had 3 children to find out, and that child was still alive, safe. It's in police care. It's going to go through the process. So luckily one survived, but we still have 2 other that were shot and killed and drowned. Unfortunate situation. Gosh, I don't even know what to say about this. I guess I'll take some of y'all thoughts on this.
So she basically killed her kids and then dropped them off.
Drop one off.
She only dropped one off, and then the other one of them survived. And what happened to the second one?
The other one was still in the water, drowned.
Wow.
Is it an article or anything like she got a statement or anything?
No, there's no statements from her at the moment.
I don't know, boy, because it's no way I'm pushing these kids out to do them like this. Like, it's no possible reasoning to why you could do your kids like that. And then, like, why you ain't dropping them off to the fire station or something? And if you was going to drop them off in front of the police station, you should just drop them all off alive and kept it pushing.
It's mental health. I mean, just like, just because you can have them don't mean that you're worthy of keeping them. Just because you're a mother can be a mother don't mean that you're a great mother. Just like being a father. I mean, I was on a case where a mother, she stabbed her 11-year-old because she wouldn't eat the food that she cooked. So it's just not talked about a lot, in the media and things like that, of women killing their children, because society still doesn't want to address it. Just like the lady who drowned all 5 of her kids. They were thinking about letting her out of prison. And she admitted to drowning them, all 5 of them. That means you got to chase them around the house and drag them back in the bathtub and kill them. We just don't talk about when.
Did you know that woman specifically, after the second child, told her husband she couldn't have any more children, that she couldn't do it? I'm not making excuses for her, but nobody listened to her cries for help either.
But
it was bad.
Let me say
she
this.
knew it was bad, and she was telling people it was bad, and nobody believed her. And she had 3 more kids.
But that's no excuse to kill them.
No. I'm not making excuses. I'm saying we ignore mental health
But that's what the defense attorney said. She didn't have to have sex with her husband. He did not force her, and that's what one of the state's
I'm not making
said.
excuses, Gamma. I wouldn't want anyone in the room to
He
think
did
I'm
not
making
force
excuses.
her to have sex with.
You don't know what their relationship was.
Can we
like.
please
All
let
I'm
each other
saying
finish one at a time?
Sorry.
I'm not saying that, but I looked into the case, and I've been on cases when mothers kill their children.
I'm not making excuses, Gamma. You know I'm with you on that.
I'm not with, because women will say, well, men don't do this, men don't do that, blah, blah, blah. But in today's court society, it is still looked at, women are seen as, a woman could not possibly do this, just like the young lady, the teacher, who had been raping 30 of her students. She got 15 years for prison. If that had been a man, he would have got life. So it's very unfortunate situation, but we'll see how this case goes.
And I agree. I low-key agree with both of y'all. I ain't gonna flat. Layla, I'm gonna lean on your side a little bit more because you feel me. A lot of people be telling women, you know, once they get married, it's just certain stuff you don't agree with, but you go along with it anyways because at the end of the day, it's like that's your husband, especially if he's the man of the house paying the bills and, you know, you just doing like the basics, you know, being a stay-at-home mom or whatever the case may be. And then, you know, we have people that actually... No, I'm sorry. Then, you know, we have people that say, well, how come y'all don't tell people when y'all need help, or why do y'all go through this and not say nothing, or yada, 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 and why y'all don't get out of it before this, that, and the third. And then when I'm not even going to say we, but then when females do it, you know, we get the backlash of kind of like what Gamma just said. Well, nobody forced her to do it. Nobody told her to lay down with him. Nobody told her to marry him. And it's like, well, dang, everything y'all ask us to do when we do it, we still get the negative end of the stick, no matter how it goes. So it's like, you know, damn if you do, damn if you don't. You feel me? And
we criminalize mental health all the time in this country. Like we criminalize we have criminalized people who are mentally ill. And a long time ago, we started doing this, and it's terrible for society.
The crazy thing about, I don't understand what y'all saying. I was about to lie. I'm not going to sit here and lie with y'all. But we're talking about this woman who is not married. Like, who knows how many baby daddies, and she still, even if it's one baby daddy, she still took it upon herself to have 3 kids. It wasn't her husband. It wasn't none of that. She had 3 kids. She decided to do that. It wasn't like everything y'all talking about still makes no sense to me, even in the marriage. But still, she had 3 kids. She decided to do that. Regardless, at the end of the day, the only way that your husband can force you to have kids is if he rapes you, and there's a level of protection. The first time he did it, but to sit here and be like, oh, I did it because society forced me. Well, then what if everybody else used that excuse? Society forced me to feel like I needed to kill him because everybody would have said I was a punk if I didn't. Would you take that excuse? No, you wouldn't.
But
because she's a woman,
all of them should be punished. Don't get me wrong.
With no excuses to take away from their accountability. They made a decision. So anything you about to say besides that is about to be an excuse.
No, I think we need to address people's mental health in a general sense.
It needs to be addressed. It's like, but after they do what they do, it's too late to be worrying about that. Now we got to worry about this because there's something bigger that happened than your mental health. When it was time to address it, instead of people, not just her, instead of people forcing the situation for them to get what they need for themselves, and they cater to other people, then it is what it is. You made a decision not to help yourself.
But if you're dealing with mental health issues and everything, right? How do you expect a person that's dealing with major mental health issues to make the decision that I need to do something to help myself? They don't even and this is from a person that deals with mental health issues and everything. I've been diagnosed with PTSD, anxiety, and severe depression, right? There are times, right, where I stop taking my medication because I'm like, I don't need it. I feel good. This, that, and the other. I'm good. Not realizing that the only reason I'm feeling like that is because I've been taking my medication.
Right.
It's not until my wife. It's not until my wife tells me like, babe, you're tripping. Da 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 da. This, that, and the other. You need to get back on your medication. You understand what I'm saying? So if you don't have that voice of reason around to tell you that, you're good. You're not realizing that you tripping out and everything, and that you're acting manic.
But didn't you go get help?
Bro, I got help. You know why I got help? Because I had a major accident and everything. That's how I ended up getting help. It wasn't by my own doing.
But this is the thing, and I've been on the cases like this, and I work a lot with kids who have mental issues. The thing is, and I sat in on this one case, and this boy said, he said out of his mouth, and I've talked to psychologists, a lot of times you have triggers and they know they're triggers. And I'm not saying they all know they're triggers, but you have to kill somebody, to drown 5 children.
Yeah, at that point, it is a mental thing, but we're not gonna dwell on it too long because we could talk about it all day.
Yes. But the problem is, and that is the problem with what April just said, people don't want to talk about it.
No, we can talk about it. We cool with talking about it. We're cool with talking about it, but don't forget, this is still the morning show. We have more.
No. I'm not taking away from it. I'm just saying, because I work in secondary.
I think he's saying in general, altogether, like in society, in the world, and everything. No one wants to talk about mental health until some shit happens and everything, right? No one really wants to talk about mental health until something major happens and everything. Then that's when everybody want to talk about, oh well, he had da 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 da, this, that, and the other, and everything. You know what I'm saying? And it's like that should have been recognized prior to.
This is what I need you to do. Then follow one of the lovely minds. Follow somebody with a green PTR in here. We're going to do a room about it later on. Let's talk about it. But until then, we need to go into the next subject, which is crazy situation right now going on with this man that was released from murder. He just got released for murder. He did his full sentence, got released, and now he's turning around and suing the state because to find out that their eyewitness was blind.
Crazy.
Their eyewitness was blind.
Crazy.
What? Whoa, hold on, bro.
Yes.
How are you an eyewitness to and you're blind? But how are you an eyewitness to? But how in God's name is somebody an eyewitness and they're blind? I
know. I get.
So what they did was they withheld that information. The Project Innocence got a hold of the medical records from the doctor. And this is why I said, living in Chicago and with black men, we have to be careful. They got a hold of this man's records. He was considered legally blind by a physician. And he was used as an eyewitness and picked this man out of lineup. He don't drive. He don't do nothing. They withheld this information. He should sue their ass forever and everybody involved in the case.
What kind of lawyers did he have? Did he have like a public defender or something?
The problem was he had lawyers. That's not the thing. You were going up against the state of Illinois and Chicago Police Department and the Chicago District Attorney.
But how do you think they thought about that?
This information.
But how do you think they found out? Because if it was Project
Innocent does is they come in and review the case. And what they do is most people don't know, you can get everything is, whenever you go to a trial, everything is recorded. They start doing a background check on everybody involved.
Okay.
And they start subpoenaing people, and the case fell apart.
But a background check not gonna tell you if somebody blind though. So again, how do you think?
Right.
But you do subpoena. Yes, you can. You can subpoena their medical records.
Okay, so I didn't know medical records was a part of background check. So that's new.
Right.
That's new.
Yeah, that's always. Yeah, when you think background checks, you're not legally. It's totally different. Like everything you say on your phone, everything you saying on your phone right now. I can legally get your phone if the case is big enough. I can subpoena everything in your phone in a court case.
I'm really gonna have to call my boy because he's a lawyer. He's a judge now. I really gotta ask him about this shit. I gotta ask him about this subpoena shit.
All you have to do.
I hear a lot of people say stuff on here and whatnot, and then you go fact check it, and some of the stuff don't be close to what they be saying, and like they be having it misconstrued themselves and everything and whatnot.
So all your texts. So you can look it up now. All your texts that you send can be used against you.
But I'm saying, if your text messages have nothing to do with your case, nothing to do with the case and everything, like how are you just subpoenaing messages that have absolutely nothing to do with the case?
So part of anytime you become a witness, there's a clause when you say any and everything you say here today is the truth. Have you ever been in a case? You know, when you raise your right hand and you take your oath.
Yeah, what I'm about to say is the truth, the whole truth, and you know what I'm saying, all of that stuff. Right, nothing but the truth and everything.
So they came back and found out he lied.
During the case that we're talking about now, it didn't talk about my messages or any conversations I had prior to.
All of that stuff can be used against you, bro.
But what I'm asking is, okay, so do you think that they just was like, oh, just get everybody medical records, like with no reason, it's just part of the program, like it's just how they move? Or do you think something fishy happened or somebody's story wasn't adding up and they like, okay, hold on now, this motherfucker
But hold on, what about the HIPAA laws? Like, how could a court subpoena your medical records and everything and whatnot when your medical records have absolutely nothing to do with the case?
I hear you, but instead of going with the question, you switched it back to what she was getting away from. Can you ask the question again?
So do you think that they just asked for the medical records off bat, like because that's a part of the program, like that's the steps? Or do you believe something fishy happened to the point they had to look at this dude like, hold on, something not adding up with this motherfucker?
Well,
let's get more information on him specifically.
Wouldn't the blindness be on his driver's license?
Anytime the Innocent Project gets involved, look at how many cases that they've got overturned. They always review the case from top to bottom. And then they start digging at it. And sure enough, they was like, wait, this is some BS.
And that's what I was saying. That's why I was asking, like, why would they just be randomly asking for somebody medical records? Because I know they didn't just come into this case like, boom, get everybody medical records. Like,
a lot of people during the case was saying that this witness was this guy was on some BS, and the Chicago Police Department was on some BS. Just like the guy in, I think it's California. They questioned him for 17 hours. He just won a case of $900,000 against the police department. Anytime the Innocent Project gets involved, they look to see if this case is legit.
I got a question.
That's what they do.
With the blind witness, right? Did he have to show, like, so this went to trial and everything, and did this case go to trial?
Yeah, he served 12 years.
Okay, so with that and the blind witness and everything, so the blind witness, did he have to show up to court?
Yes, he testified.
So when he testified and whatnot, they didn't know with him walking into court and everything and whatnot, with him being blind and everything, like, they didn't know that. You get what I'm saying?
But you have to remember, there's different levels of blind. Not everybody, just because they blind, everybody is just completely blind. Like, they can't see.
That's what I was about to get into and tell y'all. Like, I have a friend that's blind. He has a fake eye in one eye. He got shot and everything. One eye he's missing and whatnot, so he has a fake eye. But out of the eye that he could see is really like he could only see it's the left eye. He could only see out of the corner of his eye and it's blurry. He can't see that good to tell faces and stuff like that and everything. So that's why I'm like, You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, he was exonerated. He was
But you low-key just
exonerated.
answered your own question, though, just to let you know.
Yeah,
No. But that's what I'm saying. But even with my boy, right? I didn't answer the question because even with my boy, you might see him walking down the street, but if you watch him, you can tell that he's blind and whatnot because he's.
No, but I'm
you know what I'm saying?
saying, you know, not everybody look. Well, I can't even say that because that's their job to look hard and notice stuff like that. So
you
I
have
do get
to
what
look
you're
into
saying.
the case. When you look into the case and they found out that he should be the exoneration project and the innocent project got involved, they can do things. It's just like suing somebody. Let's say you get away with second-degree murder. They can still come back and sue you and win. I don't think people understand that. They can come back and sue you and win. Civil trials are totally different.
Well, yeah,
You know,
civil trial, you don't have to.
lie. This guy got up and lied. He was legally blind and he testified, brother. He testified.
Oh man, like,
He testified. How the hell? So that means he had to be coerced. When you get up and testify as a witness, you have to be prepped, bro. You're being prepped.
I just see. I don't see how this man got convicted for 12 years and everything, and the prime witness, the eyewitness, was blind and everything. Like, how man, y'all know that from the beginning?
Well,
Do you understand?
Well, gentlemen, isn't it safe to say that you would have to know medically that the person or the witness became legally blind after this incident occurred? Because someone in the chat is saying that she has just read the article. He was not blind at the time. He was recently diagnosed.
So that changes everything then.
No, well, it does, but it doesn't. Because he could have still been dealing with it and everything, right? And not had been diagnosed and everything. You get what I'm saying? Because, like, it's kind of like the mental health shit. A person could be dealing with mental health, but they, for years, and then they just got diagnosed and shit and everything to realize, like, yo, this is what this person's been dealing with. So it could be this. It could be the same thing. He could have been blind for years, but he just never got. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the matter is he wasn't diagnosed with it till afterwards, which means it was not on record. So they would have never known that prior to him being diagnosed.
But he had to point him out in the courtroom.
But what I'm saying is that being blind doesn't mean you're completely blind. Some people are still able to see somewhere, like have some type of vision.
I understand that. But do you know how far?
Listen, I'm not blind. You not blind, so I don't think you can speak for a blind person.
I'm not blind, but I've been in the courtroom. Do you know how far a witness is from you when you're pointing them out?
Listen, sir, I don't know. I don't know how that works.
That's a nice little distance,
But all I'm saying is anybody can be prepped for anything. It don't matter that he could have been talked to before he walked in. Like, listen, when they ask you, just point to the left. Like, that's, you feel me? Or point to the right, or point straight. So you feel me? It really don't. I don't think it really matters. You feel me? And we know how crooked a lot of this stuff goes. So it's like it's plenty of ways around everything.
That's what I said earlier. He was prepped, and everybody involved should be sued.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. He was definitely prepped. That's crazy. Like that, I think that's so crazy for people to lose time out of their life. Like, I've seen a story where this dude got 40 years and did, like, he was in jail for 42 years and everything. He lost his mother, he lost his father, like, just then they lost his whole family and whatnot. And just to hear people and that shit is heartache. This is just.
Yeah, that shit is very sad, and
it happens
sooner or later, hopefully we can, hopefully we could do better. Well, they can do better when it comes to people being locked up for stuff they did not do, or not even stuff they did not do.
Shit's scary.
It happens more than you know. It happens a lot.
Right. It's like, that shit is scary. It's like, you know what I mean?
Well,
he's not the only person that was being that was prepping. I just found out. Well, I'm not even gonna say it. Well, actually, yeah, I did just find out that so apparently, a guy named Douglas Barnes. I'm just let y'all know I fuck with Douglas and I'm on his side. So boom, here we go. Douglas allegedly took the life of Sergeant Mike McCaffrey's daughter. Apparently, Sergeant Mike McCaffrey shot and killed Douglas' 19-year-old son during a traffic stop when he was reaching for his registration. After a while, I believe the officer, he just got paid time off and ended up back working. Now, fast forward years later, Sergeant Mike McCaffrey's daughter is headed to prom. 18 on her way. Douglas decides, hey, you took my son, now I'm gonna take your daughter. He pulls up to prom. As soon as she step out her limo, boom, bust that ass. Little mama gone. Then he decides to yell out, eye for an eye. And then he sat there and waited on the police to get there. Listen, if you got me fucked up was a person, I'm all for it. Now, what y'all got to say?
Sound about right to me. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. I've been waiting for somebody to do that. You took my child's life. Ain't nothing happened to you. They ain't punish you or nothing. So no problem. God, I know you said it's not my responsibility and everything, but I see that you're busy and everything. Sometimes God is busy handling other stuff and whatnot. You know what I'm saying? And this is one of them times God was busy and the man did what he was supposed to do. And I don't mean to offend nobody by what I'm saying and everything. I'm sorry. But he was right. You took my child. Nothing happened to you. Now I'm going to take your child. Now we both even. It's settled.
I don't see how he was wrong. Only thing I'm mad about is they finna lock his ass all the way up. Yeah, but he might don't. What nowadays, because that was the officer's daughter, so they gonna make sure they throw him under the bus. If it was somebody in the street, they wouldn't have gave him as much time. We already know that. But since it was an officer, I know they finna lock his ass up. But
I understand, but I still see it as wrong. Like at the end of the day, you still took a child's life. Like regardless of whatever, like the pain you've been through, like you still the same way you felt this pain and everybody else. You decided to make everybody that didn't commit that act face the consequences of that, man. That's just on top of taking a child's life. At the end of the day,
then he do the same thing.
And then, he did the same thing. But now I'm gonna turn around and do the same thing. Once I do the same thing, I am now that person. So if I'm going to do this,
that doesn't matter.
If I'm going to we wait for each other to speak around here, gang. Like if I'm a do the same thing, then I can't be mad at them for initially doing what they did because I agree with them. It's cool. I don't know. So I guess some of it's just morals is a little bit more important.
Hey, it is. If that's your opinion, run with it.
What you have to understand is their karma isn't your karma. And once you do that action, now it becomes your karma. You just have to let God sort things out, and it's not your place to take another person's life.
But how do we know God? How do
that long?
How do we know God? How do we know God didn't send him though? This be the thing about it.
How do we know God did? I'm sorry.
We don't. That's my whole thing. We don't know. We don't know. We don't know either way and everything. So that's why I say and everything when you get into that and we start talking about karma and all of this stuff and this, that, and the third. Bro, it says right in the Bible, an eye for an eye. It says it in the book. It says it. Whether it's in the New Testament or the Old Testament, it's in there. So at some point in time, that's how God, our Father and whatnot, dealt with stuff and everything. It was an eye for an eye. I don't know. I just like I say, like, bro, like how many black children have to be lost before somebody, you know what I'm saying, the parents say, yo, I had enough. And it's the same way they took my child, I'm about to go take their child and everything. We gonna be both feeling the same thing.
You don't think that contradicts each other to say how many black children are we going to lose? And we lost one black child, so you're going to go take another black child and then ask the question, how many black children are we going to lose? Even though you're adding, even though you're adding, even regardless, like how many kids are we going to lose? Even though you added to the numbers of losses, that's not a question you can ask if you're willing to add to the numbers of losses for one. And then even when it comes down to eye for an eye, like if you're going to use the Bible for the reasoning of that you're going to do it, you also add into the same fact that the same Bible and same God said that he does not stand on that anymore. So that automatically cancels itself out. You just did it because you have the same morals as that person. You hate them.
I'm gonna tell you honestly.
You're basically mad. We're the reflection of yourself at that point. As soon as you commit that, you're mad at your reflection.
Bro, I'm gonna tell you honestly, speaking man to man and whatnot, one of these officers take my child, right? And usually not a lot of times it'd be a Caucasian officer doing it to a black person.
That's
right.
False.
So, well, okay. However it happens, if it's an officer, I don't care if you're black, white, yellow, purple, green, whatever. If you take my child's life unwarranted and everything, right? Me as a man and whatnot, I feel like I owe you one.
I mean, as a man, why wouldn't you do the more manly thing? And instead of doing the easy thing and taking a child's life, if you really about that shit, commit a nonviolent crime, go to the prison he at and torture him for the rest of his life. Instead of taking another child.
Nah, because I'm gonna have to to get to the prison.
Which is the easiest thing. The easiest thing that you can do is go pull up to a school and take a child's life. That is not a manly act. Commit a nonviolent crime, go to jail, and figure out what it takes to get to the same prison he at, which is very easy to figure out. Do what it takes to get there and torture him for the rest of his life. Do the actual manly thing if we want to use manly acts.
Bro, can I tell you something? To get to where he's at, if he's committed murder and he's been charged with murder, I'm going to have to do something on that level. He's in a level 5 jail. So what I'm trying to tell you is that there's no non-violent crime you could do to get in a level 5 jail.
Yes, you can commit a crime, go to jail, and find one of the pedophiles, kill them. Do the actual manly thing, gang.
May I ask you a question?
But he never made it to prison, so how are you gonna go through all this stuff in prison if that man ain't never make it to prison?
If he ain't make it, then if he was still the dude was free. So instead of killing him, you killed the child. You're gonna take the easier route and consider that manly?
I don't think you're getting it. He wants the same thing that I'm feeling by missing my child. That's what I want him to feel.
It's not about morals.
You can't put a coward. That's a cowardly act. That has nothing to do with manhood.
Yeah,
so what he did prior to
I don't think that has nothing to do with being a man, and I don't think it has nothing to do with being a coward either. I really feel like that was really some emotional get back. And if we're speaking if we going off of let me see. I can't even say going off of the hood rules, because hood rules don't nobody touch kids. If you're going off the original hood rules.
Exactly. Which the nigga that did was a coward. Exactly.
So, I can't even slide that in there, but I do get where Buddy, emotions.
As a woman, you understand it, but I'm telling you, as a man should never get to that point where his emotions overdraw his logic to where he make an illogical, irrational decision. He is now operating in his feminine energy.
I think he wanted to do that. I don't think it was irrational at all.
No, of course he wanted to.
That's what I'm saying.
He waited I'm sorry, but Sheree, did you hear the story?
Yeah, I did, and I do. Honestly, I feel like what you're saying get me wet. You're right. I think that he is dead ass wrong, but I do understand why someone would do that for their child. I get it. I understand him, but he's wrong. I don't feel like that baby had nothing to do with it. So it's if you gonna kill somebody, kill the nigga that killed your kid.
Exactly. What kind of justice did you give your child by letting the nigga that killed your child still walk? Yes, they see,
but you know what the thing is?
They may be in pain, but they can eventually. That's a pain that that's a pain you can eventually get over. They
Some
still.
people
Even
don't
if you
though.
might,
Some
even if
people
you
don't.
don't get over it, you're
Some
still
people don't.
alive to
You
live.
still alive. Like, I
Now
let the
you're
person
stuck
that
in
killed my
jail
child still
for
live.
the rest of your life. No telling if he had more kids or anything. Like, I don't know.
If you if you already not a killer, I don't know if something could push you to kill. Like what he did, he probably already had like blood on his eye. You know what I'm saying? Like he already probably
You can't
was a
say that
violent
because you
person.
remember they say
Oh
I ain't
no,
no
I
killer
feel
till you
like
push
if
me.
somebody kill
So
your kid, regardless if you're a killer or not, it's gonna be in your heart to kill. I get your
I
time.
believe everybody has the ability to kill. It's just all about the right reason and everything. All of
I
every
like
single one of us on this stage, every single one of us on this stage has the power to kill. It's just all about what triggers us to feel like, yeah, I need to do this shit. That's all it is. Everybody.
The spectrum of people, the people is too much of a spectrum to think everybody, like everybody can, but that don't mean everybody will. Some people will be put in a position and will still make the decision not to kill. They'll rather lose their life before they kill.
Because what makes this news is out of the ordinary. Like, people have got their children killed by the police or just in the hood or whatever the case may be. And they don't always seek revenge by killing someone else's child. You know what I'm saying? So this kind of...
But they never get revenge. I think that's why it went viral.
But this is also why it makes it out of the ordinary.
But that's why it also went viral too, because this is something that I don't know. I want to say it shouldn't happen, but I'm real life all on his side because listen, I don't know, man. I'm on his side. I'm for it. Cops kill every day, all day. Don't nothing happen to them. Of course, black cops do it, but guess what? Every time I look and see a black cop did something, guess what? They get fired. They lose their job. Like, something actually happens to them. Like, if a black cop does something they don't have no business, they actually get the consequences.
Were cops coming into conversation?
Huh?
How did cops come into conversation? These are two regular people.
He was a cop.
No, he was a cop.
The cop killed his son. The cop killed his son during a traffic stop. So he set revenge to kill the cop's daughter. You killed my son during a traffic stop while he was reaching for his registration. So guess what? I got you on your daughter. She ain't doing nothing but going to prom. Eye for an eye. Boom. So mine died during a basic traffic stop. Yours died walking in a prom. It is what it is.
Yeah, this is why the world's so fucked up. For real, this is why the world is fucked up. If we gonna live by those models, then all the other fucked up shit that going nobody.
But we already living by them.
I was gonna say
we already living by them.
If we live by this motto, then this wouldn't be news. It will be another day in the park.
I honestly think that people are just tired of cops killing black kids. Like, I think that he's just over it. Like, you never think it's gonna be you, and then when it's you lose your mind. Like, it's getting crazy. They kill us, nothing happens. So somebody's feel like something needs to happen.
As much as I agree, I super agree. But when you actually look at the numbers, you'll figure out that unarmed black kids getting killed by the same police force, it's not even number one. They're not even number two. They may be number 3 or 4, but they're not even the top 2 race.
Even in the category at all. That's what I'm saying.
Like, we're not even the top people getting killed. I understand that, like, we're in the community. We're going to have our concerns and everything. But to act like we're the number 1 unarmed race getting killed by that same force, hell fucking no.
Yeah, but I'll be feeling like sometimes, yeah, you might be right. I don't know. I haven't done the background on it.
White kids are.
But
white kids are the number ones getting killed by the police.
To get killed. You get what I'm saying? Like, black kids are getting killed for nothing, for being black.
Are we going to speak?
White kids be blowing up schools and shit. Like,
are we going to actually speak that as true? Black kids are the same thing we saying white kids, like that used to be a white thing, like mass shootings and shit like that. It's a regular thing for black kids now. It happens every day. We can't put that on just a white person.
I don't see it. I see it more with
you be saying black kids.
A motherfucker come to a cookout and shoot up the whole cookout and 3 people get hit and 1 person died. What do you think that is? A mass shooting.
Are you talking
Well,
about
that is true. That is true.
Shooting type shit? Is that what you're talking about?
That is a regular thing with the black community. Mass shootings is not irregular for us.
I mean, when you put it that way,
like black kids are getting killed for absolutely nothing. Like a traffic stop. Why am I getting killed for a traffic stop? That's nothing. Like you shouldn't be getting killed at a traffic stop. You shouldn't be getting killed in a corner store. You should, like it just.
And that's where the problem is.
Until that body cam footage get released, I really can't say much because, like, to me, it's like looking at a parent and I'm telling you your kid is out here acting up and you just like, ain't no way. You just don't. And then you do this for 3 years and then you find out the whole time your kid was out here doing fucked up shit. And now you got to take that L. Like, just like I get it, we're black. But it's been a lot of times I spoke up for black motherfuckers and like, ain't no way, you only did it because they black. And then the body cam footage or the whole report come out, I'm like, damn, why he jumped back in the car and reach in there? Like, I would have shot him too. Damn, why that motherfucker was tussling with that motherfucker and reach for his hip? I would have shot him too. Like,
but I be seeing white people
gotta actually see it.
Bringing guns, doing shit, they're not getting shot.
Cool. And not every black kid that's in a crazy situation gets shot.
I'm not saying.
But most of the time they're getting shot. That's the problem.
If they are not even the number one getting shot, if unarmed white kids are getting shot, are the number one getting shot. No, number one.
I don't know if that's true. I need to
look it up. Unarmed white kids get shot at I think 3 times higher rate. They are number one.
Who's making these rates? White people?
The reports. What are we talking about? Like every time a person
and most
gets
likely
the
it's white people that's over it.
every time a person is killed, they put out they write a report. These reports are documented. They gather them. They put the information together and they release.
Who's gathering the reports? White people?
White people.
You think black people don't work in these same industries? Y'all think it's only white things? It's a mixed. It
is majority white people, and the black people who are working for them, they are never going to step on them white people.
It's the majority of white people in every field. That means you can't trust any information. The same people that release that there's the same people that release there's a 70% increase in the black home 2-parent household within the black community was the majority of white people. But you'll believe it because it makes you look good.
Unique, can I ask you a question? I don't have the statistics on this, so I'm curious. Is it by numbers or is it by percentages?
Both.
So you're saying, I just want to clarify, you're saying that by percentage, more white kids are killed by police than
unarmed white kids.
Unarmed white kids are higher on the list to be killed by police than unarmed black kids?
Yes.
Can you drop the link in the chat?
Yes.
Thank you. I have another question actually for any of like the men in the room. For me, like I get what the guy did from a like snapping out. I don't understand why he killed the child. I think that's a little bit off. But I'm curious, like as a man having a child, this guy killed your child. Like, what do you think the most manly thing to do is? Like, for me, like, I always say it, like, I'm dying for mine. Like, I don't care. But, like, I have 2 kids, and my kids are grown. Somebody hurts them. It's on. Like, whatever. So I'm asking you as a man who seems to have pretty good control of his emotions, like, what do you think is the best thing to do?
They answered that earlier and they said let karma hit them, or they just let the world do what the world is supposed to do.
If the police kill my son, I'm gonna raise my daughters because that's what I still have to do.
Facts.
Yeah, I feel like
that's a good point. If you have other children, yeah,
I feel like it's easier said than done. I feel like when your child gets killed, them emotions go out the window. That logic that men have go out the window. Because it's your partner.
I think
so. What the scenario?
I'm not throwing my life away when I have other kids.
Well, but if you have other kids, it probably saves you from making a decision like that.
In general.
these are the same men that y'all will sit here in any other conversation will say that are not real men. They're not like the real men that because the real men is in the past. We will say that these same people in other conversations are not like the men in the past who was more of a real man. And the men in the past that were more of a real man would have never touched that child. They would have touched the man that killed they child. No
Well,
women
if he
or
had killed
kids.
the man, you
No,
would have
no,
seen
no.
that as logical.
No women or kids are supposed to be touched as a man. And this
Okay.
is by everybody's words, the men of today are not actually close to being a real man. So now, no, that is not a manly thing to do. If you are going to touch somebody, touch the motherfucker that killed your child, the other man.
So your
would
issue
y'all
is that he killed the
opinions
child.
change?
Yes.
Okay.
So would y'all opinions change if it was a female that did this? Because y'all keep saying it wasn't manly. Y'all keep talking about manly, manly, manly. So if it was a female who we know cannot be manly, and we
dead.
get told plenty of times that we're not allowed to be manly, what changes now if it was a female that did this act instead?
When those rules was in place, the only thing that put a kid or a woman in position for them to get the same consequences if they put themselves in the situations where I have to do that. If a woman kill my kid, you just put yourself in a position. You have to go. If a 16-year-old kill my 16-year-old, you put yourself in position because you put yourself higher than where you're supposed to be at. I'm not even supposed to be doing that. You put yourself at a plateau none of us supposed to be playing in. So
I don't think
you're outside of the ranks of that ruling.
Was that to answer my question?
Yes, once you commit these acts, certain acts, if I'm on the block, if it's a little kid on the block and he's selling drugs, we kick him off the block. But if that same little kid come over there and kill somebody, you put yourself outside of the ranks of getting certain treatment. So now you're in these ranks, you're getting that treatment. Same thing for a woman. She come over here and try and sell drugs on the block, kick her off the block. But once you kill somebody on the block, you are outside of those rankings of privileges. It's that simple.
So if it was a female, y'all would be saying, oh, that wasn't manly of her.
No, if a female kill my child, she gotta die too.
But why she gotta die? You just spoke this highly behind thing just to say she gotta die too?
No, you didn't. Then you didn't. Nothing that I said. Once she killed my child, she removed herself outside of the ranks of privilege. That's the key part. You're not in that rank anymore once you kill a child or you commit an act like that.
Is this similar to if you're not in the streets, they won't bother you, but once you are in the streets, you get treated like everybody else in the streets?
If a woman or kid molests my child, they're dead. If you kill my child, you're dead. If you beat my child almost to death, you're dead. Because you just remove yourself outside the ranks. Now, if you talk shit to my child, you still get a little privilege. Get the fuck on now. If a nigga talk shit to my child, I'm gonna hit him in his mouth. But a woman or kid talking shit to my child, get on now. Because you're still,
so
you ain't outside the ranks.
So she would be a coward too. That's what you're saying.
Anybody that goes and kill a child is a coward. The only person I give a little bit of difference to is another child because they're peers. Like that was some fucked up shit. You have a cold heart. I can say anything but coward because you're peers. But a grown, regardless, like man or woman, you're a coward.
Oh, well, we can all agree to disagree or disagree to agree.
Can I chime in real quick?
Go ahead.
Okay, because I live in, I live in Vegas, and there was an incident at the gas station where a young man got into an altercation with an OG and killed him. So what's the scenario of when there's younger kids not knowing how to conversate or how to fight, but they reach for their gun and they kill somebody that's older than them? Are they considered cowards too?
Yeah, then nah. I mean, when the younger person killed the older person, is like we expect the older person to know better than the younger person, to have way more discipline than the younger person. Now, if they got you, if it's a life or death situation, move how you got to move within it. But the kid who doesn't know better than the older person, like they should know something, right or wrong, but they just cold-hearted, you feel me? But the older person always want to get hit with a little bit more oomph to it because you should know better. You got 20 years on this motherfucker. You should know better. You have more experience to have more wisdom to be acting like he's acting.
Did that answer your question, B?
I was just getting more of an opinion, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you guys, everybody know Memorial Weekend just passed. I hope everybody had fun. I hope y'all spent time with y'all family. I hope y'all hugged, kissed, and loved on anybody that y'all have not seen in a while. Because we do know most holidays is the only time we get to see family members that we do not see at all. So over the weekend, at least 31 people were shot and killed in Chicago. Yeah, and that's all I gotta say. It ain't no surprise to me. I feel like it's something that happens pretty often over there. So it is kind of like it is what it is. But, I send my condolences, RIP. Yeah.
And I'm actually surprised. Chicago numbers went down, like, a lot. Like, they was actually acting like they had some kind of sense over there.
So did that mean 31 people not alive?
No, 31 people is alive. Only a few people died. It wasn't 31 people that died.
No. It was 31 people that
got hit.
Yeah, they got hit, but only like 5 people got killed.
Yeah, but like the Chicago numbers, based on what their averages used to be, their amount of shootings and deaths has went down drastically. So I thought they was kind of like going towards a better direction.
And this is within like a 3-day period. So this wasn't all like just one day. They calculated it once the weekend was over.
Facts. Unfortunate.
Yeah. So on top of that, don't know how everybody feel about porn, but Candace Owens is calling for the ban of porn. Now, I don't know how y'all like to get it off, but sister girls say it is psychologically a weapon, and it is intended to weaken our men. So therefore, we need to take out porn so our men can be the men we need them to be. But until then, y'all are being weakened by this pornography. And I am upset with you guys, because how can y'all let this happen? Somebody explain to me.
I agree with her.
So he the only person gonna agree? Or anybody disagree?
Yeah, he the only one that's gonna agree.
I just feel like they just taking everything from people in general. I don't give a fuck about porn, but I just feel like they just are doing too much. Like, let people live their lives. Like, what the fuck? If they want to watch porn, let them weaken their mind. Who gives a fuck? It's not your mind.
Once I figured out the psychological effects of what porn is doing and how and the real life effects that it can bring out, and how those real life effects can also affect everybody else. Like, yeah, I agree.
I don't think it's that deep. I don't think it's that serious. Porn been around before the internet was around. So, if they ain't been thought about this, then I don't see what's the point of trying to fix it now.
The access to it was completely different. Like, it was more of a taboo thing as well. At one point in time, people hid it. It's like, if you didn't have this DVD or VHS or something, you didn't, and that was something you still hid. Now it's like everybody out here like, let's compare porn searches and like, what website are you on? And
oh, okay, I get what you said.
But I feel like Twitter is porn. What the fuck? What's the like? I feel like Instagram is lightweight porn. So it's like, okay, you're gonna ban porn? Are you gonna ban these half-naked women all over the internet? These half-naked men all over the internet?
Yes, because I agree.
It makes sense.
It's
just like,
it doesn't fall.
What are we doing? I feel like people just want control. That's it.
It doesn't fall under the industry of porn. Like, porn within itself is different because you're watching the after sets, which does something to you.
I mean, I'm not a porn person, me per se, but I'm just speaking in general. Like, I just feel like it's a control thing. They want to control everything. Oh, you can't watch porn. Oh, you can't do this. Oh, next you're gonna be can't go outside after 10. Like, come on, bro. Like,
but they think you should.
But technically, that is still porn, though, Neat.
It is.
It's like, it don't matter what website is on. Porn is porn.
No, I'm talking about a half-naked person. Like, then we got to call model.
Half-naked, bouncing ass, titties
I
out.
was about to say, Twitter definitely has, like, they literally call Twitter the new porn site. Every time you scroll somebody on there,
I'm agreeing with that aspect. I'm talking about the half-naked. Then we have to call Victoria's Secret models porn stars now.
But I believe that's what she was saying. If we finna ban porn is basically everywhere and damn near within a lot of stuff.
Porn
so
has.
It's like you won't be banning a lot of stuff on top of just a porn site.
No, because porn has a specific intent. Porn is specifically intended
but so do these Victoria's Secret models have walking across the stage.
Their intent is to walk across the stage and showcase lingerie and just the stuff that women need. You need underwear.
Let me look up the definition of porn for y'all right quick.
Look it up. That is not like you need to see what your bra and panty set going to look like. They showcase it the same way they showcase all clothes.
I'm just saying, I'm not trying to argue back and forth with you. It's not that deep. I'm just saying, I feel like it's a control thing. Like, I feel like you taking away things from people. You're saying they can't do this, or you're banning this. Like, it's getting out of control to me.
But there is no group of people that's taking it from you. Like the people think you should have it. It's Candace Owens saying her own. You feel me? And I from my own research, I just agree knowing what it does to us as people, definitely us men. And I think a lot of y'all women. I think a lot of y'all women a lot of complaints that y'all put in. Like porn is a part of not the main reason, but it is a part of the reason.
Okay, so it says that porn is the depiction of acts in a sensational manner so as to arouse a quick, intense emotional reaction.
Mm-hmm.
So a half-naked woman can be considered porn, bouncing her ass around.
If she's with the intent.
But I'm saying that's everywhere.
Yeah, but that's with the intent. So if they're
a girl modeling underwear, her intent is not to get the arousal out of men because they're not the ones buying it. Her intent.
They are the ones buying it for their wives.
But that don't make them
they're not the main. They're not the main consumers. Consumers of women.
But I'm just saying it's happening. Like guys like to watch Victoria's Secret models. How do you know so much about it? Because it's something that you have seen. Like
let her finish. Let her finish.
Someone can get off of seeing a Victoria's Secret model walk down the runway. That's the whole point. I'm saying, like, if you're gonna ban one thing, it's like it's gonna cause a whole lot of other things because the internet is just filled with porn.
Then we should. Then if that's the case, then everything is porn because men can take anything with sundress season porn because men get a sexual arousal out of it. So now you wearing a sundress, you are now a porn star every time you put it on. Sundress season now porn. Star, yeah, you are because you consistently do it, and niggas like you for it. If women consistently wear sundresses, y'all don't wear it one time throughout the year. Y'all consistently wear it. Consistently means more than once. Y'all consistently wear sundresses, and now you're a porn star because there is a group of men that gets a sexual arousement out of it.
That's the definition.
The definition intent.
Exactly.
With the intent, not just because they get aroused. Because if the word intent wasn't in there and it was just, if men get aroused, that means everything in this goddamn world is porn. Walking down the street is considered porn. You know how many niggas get aroused by a female walking down the street just with some tights on? Everybody is, different strokes for different folks. So that means in that case, porn is everywhere and it's gonna be everything.
Well, I think there's some, we have to think about it a little bit differently, right? You can't control all of society, right? But we do know the psychological effects. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, Unique, the effects on younger boys and how we complain about the men, right? But like a lot of these boys are watching porn when they're like 13, 14. The internet has impacted the reach of what is being watched. And there is a psychological effect on the boys and who then become men. So do we care about that is the question. Like a 40-year-old man who has not been watching porn all his life is not going to be affected the same way a 13-year-old who starts watching porn when he's that age and has been watching porn his whole life. Like it's definitely different because of the vulnerability of the young mind. So the question is, do we care about that?
The rate of sexual deviancy, how y'all say men can't control themselves and they'll fuck anything that goes around and he can't help but cheat on you and he has no loyalty in his bones. Porn helped with that. So sexual deviancy went up since the access of porn has became what it is. The rate of sexual crimes has went up since porn has became easily accessible. The rate of erectile dysfunction and the amount of niggas that can have babies has went up. Or amount of niggas that can't have babies has went up since porn. Like, these things matter. Like, it may not be affecting you individually on a like, that's like the whole politician, like your local and the president. Like, voting for your president still affects you. You may not see it initially, but it affects you in some kind of way. Like, so does porn. The niggas y'all complain about, porn probably plays a part. Most men are addicted, and it's playing some kind of effect on his life because of that.
But they'll just find another way though. Like if you take out porn, and like if somebody's really into something and you take it away, most of the time they just find another way to get it, or they just find a different way to do it.
Or the addictions, which is for a lot of people when they give up one addiction, like the addiction never leaves. They just switch what the addiction is to, and the person that is smart about it switch their addiction to something that is a little bit more positive. Maybe I get addicted to working my job. Maybe I get addicted to farming and growing a community garden and being obsessed with it. Maybe I grow my addiction to shit. For y'all women that loves it, to tricking. I go get more money and I like.
But nobody is losing a job to watch porn. Like nobody.
Yes, far.
Can I ask you a question?
But they're losing
what is the numbers on that?
Families are breaking up because of it.
Huh?
Can I ask you a question, Get Me?
Unique. What's good, gang?
Would you suck a dick for $1 million?
What the fuck?
Wait,
security.
What? I don't even want to go down that road. That was a weird question.
That's a yes. Then. Okay.
All right. I'm guessing that's a yes for you, right?
Would you suck a dick for $1 million?
Would you?
Probably.
All right, cool. That's what's up for you, gang. I'm proud of you for that. Thanks for living in your truth.
You didn't say no, nigga.
On the next episode of Dragon Ball Z, we're done with that session. All I'm saying, that was weird. All I'm saying is that some of these men that y'all complaining about, and the amount of, like, even back to the people that have lost their jobs, like, the amount of it is very small. Just like the amount of people that has died because of a porn addiction is small, but it happens. There are actual people that have masturbated themselves to death. Actual people. Because of their addiction.
Okay, I did hear of that, but that's not often though.
And do you have to be watching porn to masturbate?
And that's too, like, a lot of people, you don't need porn to masturbate.
Like, I just
it becomes like an insatiable need, though, like a need that can't be fulfilled. And then you get married or you're in a relationship with a woman and she can't fulfill you because of this. It really is psychological.
But then again, some people do need that visual or that sound when they are masturbating. Some people don't masturbate.
The majority of people, do you know how, like, the amount of people that recreate just new sounds and images in their head to do that, to be able to enjoy it, like, and then who's just walking around masturbating to a few scenes of their past? Like, most people is looking for new things, and those new things make them dive into new things because they become numb. Like, the majority of the world, high percentage of majority of the world needs porn to masturbate.
Well, I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna agree. Because me personally, if I'm finna play with myself or whatever the case may be, I ain't doing it just in my room in the dark, quiet, or even in the light, just sitting there masturbating. And no, I don't want to think about no fucking exes because it might just dry the coochie up. So, yeah, I'm finna go. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to porn. So yeah, I agree. I totally agree. But
the same thing is happening with women right now. Like y'all using these roses and all this other stuff, and then you're talking about I know that even before the toys came around, it was already men couldn't completely fulfill the task in a whole. But having these toys is not helping with you putting the sensation that your pussy need to even hit there at a higher threshold, and then even numbing your coochie to a point that no matter what happens, it will never hit a threshold. So for some of y'all, it's not the men that is the problem. It is your overstimulation that is the problem. And even porn is overstimulation of the mind. So you never going to get, so for a lot of men, you will never please him because you cannot match what is happening in his head when he watches porn.
And that's why I say I agree with you.
So you'll never get a loyal man because of porn. Like, does this not still affect you?
I'm fucking crying, bro. Not you'll never get a loyal man because of porn.
You feel me? Not you never will have a loyal man.
Okay.
I mean, but think about the reality of things. If he don't even have the discipline to stop himself from overstimulating himself, knowing that it's harmful to himself, he don't even have the discipline for that. Damn near majority of men watches porn.
And if they don't watch porn, they have like some videos or something that's in their phone, but it's still considered porn. It's just not something they went to the internet to go get. It's something they probably recorded themselves. So homemade porn.
Shut the fuck up.
I mean, it's the truth. Majority of people watch porn. It's not even just men. Majority of people, definitely in the United States, consume porn. Do y'all listen to these conversations?
Mm-hmm.
So basically, if you having sex, right, you and your dude getting y'all rocks knocked off, and he want to record, and he record the whole thing, beating your back in, and y'all decide to go back and watch it, that is porn. Y'all done made y'all a whole porn video. So men do watch porn a lot. That is still porn.
That comes with a different sensation, though.
But I know, but I'm saying at the end of the day, it's still porn. Like, you feel me? It's still porn.
Agreed.
Like, no matter how it's done.
And some of the depths that people are digging into sexually is because of porn. Like, you wonder if you're not that, if there's certain levels of freakiness that most men is willing to go that you ain't as a woman, most likely blame porn. Like, because most of the shit you want to do is probably nothing. We call it vanilla. Oh, you into doing the missionary, making more love? Well, guess what? He's probably already like numb to that and does nothing for him and don't care for it. So now instead of making love, you gotta fuck all the time. You gotta get slutted out because that is the only way he is pleased, and you will never get pleased. Or now he want to go into some weirder shit because that he became numb to that because he keep watching the porn videos because that is his interest, and he loses interest because his mind became numb to it. Now he has to dig deeper because he needs that pleasure, and it's a never-ending cycle until you withdraw from it. You're going to keep going. It's psychologically proven. You're going to keep going down that rabbit hole until you drop out of it. Shit, some of y'all freaky asses only the way y'all is because of porn. Women.
You know what?
How many y'all watch porn to figure out how to suck dick?
Wake it up.
I did. I watched porn and see if they could teach me a thing or two, and it didn't.
And you remember how reserved y'all used to be? Oh, nah, this is only for my husband. You gotta really be my man before I suck dick. Y'all used to have 3 dick body counts to y'all body by the time you was 25 because you was so reserved. That was something special. Now y'all throat goats.
No, not really.
Or the fact that you looked at sucking dick as something that was like, ugh, wait a minute, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not putting that in my mouth.
See, I used to think it was very,
Then you watch
very
the porn
nasty
and
because look how it looks. It's like a piece of meat, and it's just a piece of meat, and you want me to put that in my mouth?
And your coochie look like an alien is winking his eye, but you don't hear us complaining. But niggas went from I ain't eating coochie to turn around, let me eat your ass.
Y'all, we gonna go ahead and end it on that note.
I'm gonna make another room, and I'm gonna post the link, and y'all can transfer everybody. Shout out to everybody for coming through the morning show. It was very lovely. Enjoyed everybody. Keep drinking your water. Eat some fruits throughout the day. Get some sunlight, ground a little bit. Have a positive day. And if a motherfucker play with you, slap the shit out of them, not their kids. Moral of the story.
And y'all already know I love y'all every day except the weekends. We're here Monday through Friday starting at 9 a.m. every day. Please, I hope to see everybody tomorrow. And thank you. You guys are very much appreciated.